don't you see me on CNN or Today or MSNBC or Good Morning America? Because they have all the gays and lesbians on their show. But if I come on their show, I will tear down their belief system. And that's my goal, is to debunk everything that they're saying to be true when I know it's a lie. We have tragically watched our nation cave into homosexuality propaganda. More and more people are falling for the lie that homosexuals are born that way. Well, we know that's a lie anyway. Homosexuals have successfully made inroads into Hollywood, television, our children, public schools, universities, our government, the President of the United States, and now our churches. Homosexual marriage is growing in America, reality which is currently being litigated in our nation's Supreme Court as a potential federal civil right. But we know this is not a civil rights issue. See, the color of my skin is an immutable, unchangeable characteristic. I can't change from black to white, but I did live a homosexual life for 14 years, and I've been out 17, so we know change is possible through the power of Jesus Christ. If same-sex marriage becomes the law of the land, no one can even imagine or predict the ramifications that this decision will have. I know from personal experience that homosexuality is a false identity that is rooted in sexual or emotional brokenness. Same-sex marriage is a rejection of reality of God's design for how to raise our children. When we reject reality, we harm our children. See, I grew up in a family of 7 kids, 4 different fathers. I understand what it's like not having a dad because of all those 4 fathers. None of them was around. Every child deserves and wants a father and a mother. This is critically important to their sexual development. In the 14 years that I lived as a lesbian, I saw firsthand that there is no substitution for the role of a father and mother that they play in a child's life. Each parent offers a unique contribution to the health and well-being of our children. I know this to be true because when I was in a homosexual life with a woman who had 2 children, I tried to fulfill the role of a daddy. At that time, I realized I wasn't equipped or capable of being a father to these girls. More and more children, family members and friends, those who were never predisposed to the homosexual before, are now experimenting sexually, trying out homosexuality, and becoming hooked. Those who seek help to leave the life of homosexuality may soon discover that there is no longer any help out there. Homosexual activists and their homosexual attorneys are pushing to ban any type of ministries such as Janet Boynes Ministries, which help people exit homosexuality. Their goal is to indoctrinate our kids. Their goal is to silence us. Their greatest fear is men and women like myself who have walked away from that life. Soon, it may become illegal to even have this kind of ministry. Who knows how much longer we will have to do what we're doing today, unless we act now. We must be bold and allow ourselves, we must be bold and not allow ourselves to be forced out. We cannot lay down our religious freedom. I thought about what President Obama said in his inaugural speech. He said, "You might not have voted for me, but I will be your president." Really, Mr. President? You have allowed gays and lesbians into the White House. You've sat down with them. You've had dinner with them. You heard their voices. But not once have you allowed those of us who walked out a life of homosexuality to come into the Oval Office, to come into the White House and hear our stories. I challenge you today to allow us to come and you listen to what we have to say.